Hey listeners, welcome to this week's bonus episode. I'm going to start out talking about shawls.
Shawls?
Yeah.
Showels.
I love me a good shawl.
Yeah, you do.
know? Yeah. I'm a very
Let's talk about
much-
what's hot in shawls these days.
Yeah, we can talk about what's hot, what's in.
Good, yeah.
Actually, we will, ironically. It's funny that you should say
Really?
that. Just you wait. So first, shawl, the prayer shawls. There was the commandment to wear the prayer shawls, specifically with a fringe on them, specifically with a blue dye, to be a reminder of the commandments.
Why blue?
Oh, because it's
You always
fancy.
color,
It
I
brings out
guess?
your eyes if you have blue eyes. I
Yeah,
guess.
both of your eyes, Aryan folk.
Yeah.
Not mine.
So I'm sure y'all have seen, especially like Hasidic Jews walking around with the prayer shawl with the
Yeah.
fringe coming out. Yeah. So that's the same thing. With as far as like tracking the traditions around prayer shawls, there's like a billion different traditions depending on different schools of orthodoxy and different ethnic groups within the Jewish diaspora. There are some traditions where diaspora is like all the different communities spread across the world, like there's
So not
Did
like
you know
a
that?
community, but
Oh,
like
okay.
Yes.
the sort
there's
of
like
larger
the African
community.
diaspora, which is not only people in Africa but also like people who were brought over from Africa,
Oh.
like the diaspora.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it refers to.
Cool.
So in some communities, it's first worn when you have your bar mitzvah. That's
yeah.
when you first start wearing your prayer shawl.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In some communities, it's like as soon as you're like 3 years old.
Dang.
As soon as you're walking around,
Oh.
here's your prayer
Wow.
shawl. In some
So
communities,
it's like your blankie.
I
I don't know about your blankie.
don't know about that, but it's.
You like wear it when you're
You
walking,
wear it, yeah.
but not when you're sleeping.
I don't think you wear it when you're sleeping,
see.
but
Yeah.
Okay.
in some communities, it's something that like a father gives to his son. In some communities, you don't receive one till you get married. It could be on your wedding day that the groom gets one. It could be part of a dowry.
Wow.
Are
okay.
dowries still things?
In some cultures, yeah. At Jewish wedding ceremonies, as the tallit, which is the prayer shawl, it's often used as the chuppah. The chuppah is the canopy that's
Oh, I
in
see.
Jewish
It's
weddings.
used as that.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
used as the chuppah. Now this is interesting. So it's only worn by men and boys.
Right.
Here's a quote from the Wikipedia. Authorities such as Moshe Feinstein, Joseph Soloveitchik, and Eliezer Melamed have approved of women wearing prayer shawls
Huh.
in private
Oh, thanks.
In
on
private. Okay.
a feminine style garment if their motivation is, quote, for God's sake, and not a protest against the sages or a feminist statement.
God forbid it's a feminist
yeah.
statement.
Jeez. Okay.
If it's
wow.
a feminist statement, then don't you even
Don't you even think about it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
As can be expected from that quote, there have been some feminist statements. And
Yeah.
there are some more progressive communities where women, now on your bat mitzvah, you'll
We'll
be
also
given
get a prayer shawl.
Yeah, I
okay.
thought
and maybe
Yeah.
you'll wear it, maybe you won't. Like in some communities, people do wear it. Like women do wear it, so it kind of
Okay.
depends.
I thought on the bat mitzvah that I went to, my friend
Oh, was
got to
there a-
wear a prayer shawl.
Got a prayer shawl.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
I thought so. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that,
Yeah.
but I do feel
Yeah.
like that may have
Yeah.
happened.
And then H&M happened.
Like the clothing store?
Yes,
The,
H&M in 2017 released a shawl/scarf that looked exactly like a Jewish prayer shawl, and of course, people got really offended.
Wow.
And they
I
released.
wasn't aware of this at all.
Yes, so this happened, and if you look at it, the comparison is like, yeah, that's pretty much a Jewish prayer shawl that they just released
Let
as
me
a
see.
scarf.
Show me.
Here, I will.
H&M prayer shawl scandal.
So here,
I
I
know,
will.
I'm gonna just
No,
gonna
I'm
look
just
it
going to
up.
show you right here.
Oh.
So that's a prayer shawl. That's a prayer shawl.
That's a real one.
That's a real one. This was the scarf that they released.
Okay.
Oh, I see. So it's got this kind of like barcode situation.
A little bit of the barcode situation, but anyway, H&M released this statement. They took it down from their store, and then they released this statement. We are truly sorry if we have offended anyone with this piece. Everyone is welcome at H&M, and we never take a religious or political stand. Our intention was never to upset anyone. Stripes is one of the trends for this season, and we've been inspired by this.
Oh, H&M.
And here we are talking
couldn't have
about
just
trends and
done-
shawls.
I know,
You
right?
couldn't have just done a vertical stripe as opposed to a horizontal stripe.
Right, yeah.
Anyone? No? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, I'm looking at it, and this legit one, you can see there's like a little bit of the blue in the fringe at the end. H&M one doesn't seem to have that. So,
but also this, like the legit one that you're looking at, that's not how necessarily every prayer shawl works.
yeah,
There is a little bit of a range, a little bit of, some variation within that.
right.
Anyway, that's what I got.
Wow.
Wow. Boy,
Prayer
oh boy.
shows. H&M.
What y'all got?
Scandals.
Well, I wanted to look into Psalms for
Cool.
y'all because this is our first time encountering them in this great big book of ours. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you a little bit about Psalms, what these are. here.
Please.
So this is the third section of the Hebrew Bible. And
Wait, what are the first two sections?
well, the first section is the one that we're technically still in,
Okay.
which
Talmud.
is the Talmud,
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Until the end of
don't-
Numbers or the end of Deuters?
until the end of Deuters. Yes,
Just got my reverence.
I did. I actually don't know what the second section is. Is it the
Judges?
Judges.
No, we're gonna get all this wrong.
yeah, right?
Just tell us about
like,
Psalms.
Okay, yeah. Well,
look
hold
it
on.
up.
Now I want to know like sections of the Hebrew. We're just some live Googling here. It's going to be great. Don't
dear.
even worry about it. Okay, well, there's a lot of words on that page and not enough pictures. So there's the second section, and Psalms is part of the third section.
Okay.
So
I'll look it up.
there are 150 in the Jewish and the Western Christian traditions, but there are more in the Eastern Christian traditions,
like
like
more
Orthodox
Psalms.
and stuff like that. Yeah, there are more Psalms. I remember learning this as a kid, that they're linked to David.
Yes.
King David.
Yes.
Oh.
King
But-
David wrote them.
Not true.
No? Oh, jeez.
This authorship is not accepted by modern scholars,
Whoa.
according to Wikipedia.
Well, I'm going to look up defending inerrancy and see what they have to say.
Oh boy. Well, so yeah, actually, what's kind of interesting here is I found a chart of a probable timetable on when each psalm was composed.
Okay.
And this covers a range of many hundreds of years. So the idea that they were all composed by David is
I see.
kind of silly.
I guess that makes sense.
And actually, this list here is pretty cool, where it gives an estimated date. It gives the probable occasion on which each psalm was composed, links it to a scripture, and then what psalm number it was.
Okay.
So if I go to Psalm 90, which was the one that we read today, it links it to Numbers 14, verse 45. It is on the theme of on the shortening of man's life, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Great.
And puts this at 489 BC.
Okay.
That is later than a lot of the other ones they have here. So I feel like, obviously, as we've learned before, there's like conflicting
Yeah.
ideas about the timeline of when these things were written and stuff like that. But it does still link it to this passage we just read in Numbers. So on the shortening of man's life, etc., which I just like that little
Wow.
etc. there.
Mhm.
And it does confirm that these are songs,
Yes.
right? That these are specifically the lyrics to songs,
Yes.
right? They were originally hymns,
Songs.
songs.
Uh-huh.
Psalms.
They were originally hymns to be used on various occasions at sacred sites. And so that little title that we read at the beginning that was like, about Moses, a man of God or whatever, that I think it's something like 2/3 of the Psalms have something like that. They have a little, there's a word for it, and now I've lost the part where it's
It's like a little title.
a superscription
Oh, great.
is the name for that. Yeah. 116 out of the 150. So a
Wow.
little more than 2/3. Have individual superscriptions, aka titles, ranging from lengthy descriptions to a single word. And over a third of those are musical directions
Ooh.
Oh,
addressed
interesting.
to the leader or choir master,
Ooh, well, like this.
such as with stringed instruments or according to lilies. Which
I'm sorry. As the musical scholar here, what would you say about
Yeah,
that?
you're the music boy, the music man, as it were.
The thing that I learned in conservatory is that composers will write whatever the heck they want, and that's the whole point, is
so
for you
it's,
to
it's
interpret
not
it.
necessarily standardized.
But I have no idea what that
Okay.
would mean.
Yeah.
And others will just say, like, this is a psalm or a song, or others will talk about like when to use it, like to dedicate a temple or for a memorial
Okay,
offering,
right.
or some carry the names of individuals, which would be the one that we read.
All right.
Another thing that's interesting about them is that they fall into categories. Each psalm is considered into one of several categories. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 categories of psalms.
I feel like this is something that we're going to end up revisiting.
No, I know
when we get
will
to Psalms.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly go over this then.
Okay.
They're hymns, communal laments, royal psalms, individual laments, and individual thanksgiving psalms.
Okay. Nice.
So I'm not sure if this one would be more of a lament or more of a hymn. It's a little unclear.
Felt
which
more of
this
a
would
hymn
be.
vibe, personally.
That's what you got from it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I did kind of want to close us out with is some music.
But
Oh.
wait, I also
You have something? What'd you find?
Well, I just have the thing that you asked. What are the 3 sections in the Hebrew Bible?
What are they?
Well, okay. So the first
It's
is
not a fight.
the
Jeez.
first is the Torah, which we've been talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Yep.
So apparently these books were written by Moses, and most of the
Not
words
true,
in the
but
Torah
okay,
were
yeah.
written down by Moses exactly as God commanded him to do so.
Oh boy, this person on Quora.com really.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Torah. I called it the Talmud, which is not correct.
Okay, the
Okay,
Torah.
yeah.
So the next set of books is the prophets. So they are Joshua, Judges, Samuel,
right. Okay.
Kings.
Not the
is-
judges, the prophets.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Joshua, Judges, Samuel, Kings, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, the book of the 12 prophets. What's that?
I don't know.
That's.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
think we
familiar
just
with-
call it prophets. I think. Isn't there a book
Oh,
of?
we don't.
Nope. No, we don't.
I thought it was Daniel next.
Daniel. And it shall be Levi. Oh no, that's Levi, not Daniel by Elton John. Anyways.
Can we bring this home
Yes.
somehow?
Okay. So these books, I'm sorry, were written by people, and the text was not dictated by God. The prophets recorded
Oh.
the prophecies in a literary way as a manner of recording their visions
According to this person.
for posterity.
According
Yes.
to this person on Quora.
Yeah.
Correct. And so, okay, the third set of books is called The Writings. So these comprise Psalms, Proverbs, Job, Daniel, and it shall be Daniel.
Okay.
Nope. Ezra, as in Ezra Miller.
Yep.
Chronicles,
Better than
Of
Ezra is what
Narnia.
I was thinking of, but sure.
Song of Songs, which is
Yep.
I sang that.
Yeah.
We should sing it again.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes, Lamentations,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Esther, and Ruth,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Tooth.
Ruth the Tooth. Yeah.
So these books were written by people, just lowly people with no input from God whatsoever. However, the writings were divinely inspired and teach us lessons that God wanted us to learn.
Boy.
Cool.
Okay.
Gosh, we're learning a lot in this bonus
We
episode.
really are.
Yeah.
Can we finish out by listening to some music?
Let's listen to some
music.
lovely-
Some music.
Psalm music.
Okay, so this first one is supposed to be a good idea of the instrumental sound that likely would have accompanied these
Okay.
psalms.
Okay.
At the time that they were written.
Yes.
Oh.
So this is played on a lyre.
Yeah, it is.
And you can
lyre.
see in the video here, if you're watching,
I've never seen this instrument before.
that this is like a historical
A historical
version
lyre.
of a
But
lyre.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That
That's
guy
really
is
beautiful
such
music.
a historical liar.
So if we were to imagine Emily reading her psalm over this,
With the yawning.
well,
Probably.
okay.
No, that is really lovely.
Yeah.
And that he's only playing, there's no accompaniment or anything. Just that.
Yeah, it's just this one guy.
You know, I always wanted to play the harp as a youth.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be beautiful.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, that was nice. And then the other thing I have for you is a more modern take. And by modern, I mean turn of the
Synthesizer?
century,
Oh.
1900.
Oh, okay. So, like,
yeah.
But more
chanting.
modern. Still more modern.
Yeah, it's like turn of the century into the 1900s by Charles Ives, who is a extremely famous, I'm sure you all know him, extremely famous modern composer of that era.
You said modern like 3 times.
Yep. And I'm just going to play a little bit of
Okay.
it here.
All right, let's hear it.
You'll notice this is in Latin.
So this is like some heavy grade organ music. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So you spoke too soon.
This feels like a modern.
Feels like modern vampire music.
Yeah. So the reason why I picked this one is because this is actually Psalm 90.
Oh my goodness.
This is the one that Emily read. As far as I
Wow.
could find, there's only like one famous setting of it, and that's this one.
Okay.
There's a soprano and a tenore.
Yeah.
To be fair, I suppose this psalm is about death, a lot of it, so I guess this
little
tone makes
somber,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, a little somber for sure.
Yeah. So this is with the BBC singers and I think the London Symphony Orchestra. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
the New London Orchestra.
I see. Wow, fascinating.
But you can see that kind of, obviously I think it's Latin, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like Latin.
Yeah,
Sounds like Latin and looks like Latin, must be Latin.
gotta be right.
I can hear that soprano. She's going crazy up there.
But anyway, imagine if we'd sung it like this the whole time. It would have taken us 10 minutes and 41 seconds to
Jeez,
read
well, I'm
that
glad we
psalm.
did it.
Can you get to like a little bit of a
You
like?
want me to skip ahead?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is
let's
there
do
a
it.
climax?
I want to hear the soprano and the tenor.
Okay. Seems to get
Oh,
more.
there she goes.
There,
There she goes.
is. There she is.
Ooh, look at that dissonance. Yeek.
I really like it.
Yeah, me too.
I actually do really like Charles Ives' music. But that's because I went to composer school where we
Yeah.
learned to like weird shit.
No, I know that was all the. It's all that like it is when you go to freaking school for music.
It's true. It's all weird stuff.
Yeah.
Weird stuff and old stuff.
Has she no freaking solo?
It's a song. It's not designed for her to have a solo.
But the billing of the
They
credits
billed
did
her,
imply
yes,
she would have a
as
solo.
her and him.
Well, I
And-
don't really want to sit here and just try to scrub back and forth through this psalm trying to find where the soprano has a solo. We can do that
Alright.
on our own time.
Fine.
And we will. And we will.
All right. Well, we will leave you with this psalmy psalm music. We hope that you go and look at it yourself. Charles Ives, Psalm 90. Check it out on YouTube. Until then, we'll see you next week.